You guys again, when Robin comes on, we are starting. Robin, go ahead. Please mute yourselves, guys. You got it, Rob.
Everybody, good evening. Welcome to Thursday night. And this is so wonderful to have you all back together with us. This is going to be a follow-up evening on discussions that Chris has started with Obless. And this is such a loving, kind platform that we all have got such a place in our own hearts about this. A couple of guidelines for this evening, please. It's going to be a little bit unusual, a little bit different, and there may be some moments where we will need to be flexible. I know that Chris has got the running order of people who had their hands up last week for questions and that sort of thing. We'll do everything we can to get to you tonight. We will not lose the list. If we cannot, it's because we've had a wonderful, wonderful addition to this evening's opportunity and discussion. And so I know that you will be understanding if this is a change and we cannot get to you, but we will then bring you up in the next one. You can always send questions through to Chris or to myself, and we will also address them, in the course of the talking to this. A couple of things specifically, please, with regards to Chris's intent for these Obless discussions. The first one is, this is something to help educate all founders and everybody who is interested in the Obless platform. The companies that are being brought forward to talk to us are doing this from our perspective. The reason why we are asking them to talk to us is to help educate founders, to help educate people to products, services, and needs of people out there who are less fortunate or who are in situations where there are world challenges, financial, agricultural, health, and otherwise. Please do not see this, and please do not think of a company to bring in to use as a legal cross-recruiting opportunity. The company, if we can get them to do a public service type presentation, which means that they will be discussing what they do and how they've done it up to this point, is something that we hope Ash will then be brought into discussions first. And what we talk about here in Obless is not being approved yet by Ash for Obless and for the founders. So please, let's keep this in mind when we are thinking of companies, when we are thinking of people that we would like to bring to address these forums that we're having on Tuesday and Thursday nights. The companies that are being brought forward may or may not actually be an Obless fit. If the individual or the person who is the CEO or the person who's been brought forward to do the presentation or discussion might already be a founder. And as a founder, they will have the opportunity to post their business company link when it's set up in the back office, in the market, or other named areas, where all founders will then have an opportunity to go and inquire and contact and make sales and purchases directly themselves. Anything that is approved by Ash for Obless will be for the benefit of all founders and the platform of Obless, meaning that the price point of something, if there is a charge for an item, may be negotiated to be much more possible, fair, accepting, to help a larger number of people around the world or in situations. And all of this will be handled by Ash and the lawyers. So please, let's keep this in mind as we move forward through these wonderful Obless discussions that we're hoping to have with everybody. And if you do have a company name and you want to reach out to them, please ask them if they would do it, first of all, without actually mentioning their company. And if they would not do it that way, at least not to put a sales spin to the presentation. And Chris, Marty, or I would be more than happy to discuss with them what the parameters were, what the request is. And you can always send those company names through to Chris so that he's got them with contact details that he can also then send on to Ash at the end of these beautiful Obless evenings. So with that being said, Before I hand it over to our next special opportunity and gentleman and who will be introduced and who's joining us this evening, I just wanted to answer a couple of questions from the last week in general terms to put things into context, because founders are still asking, and others who have not yet joined are still asking, why have we not launched yet? And why does it take this long? To put this into context, the company and the gentleman who was speaking last week, it took them 6 years to develop their product. And it took them an additional 7 years to get it to get established and to bring it to the world. That's 13 years. Can we please mute? That is 13 years. And right now, with Ash and with On Passive, we are just coming on 3 years. So please, let's keep this in context. And when we hear other companies, we will also try and always get their length of time of going from development to established to world information, because this will help to keep all of us understanding, positive, and moving forward in support with Ash and the teams who are bringing this together for us. So with that being said, let me introduce and bring forward our dear friend Jean. And she in turn is going to tell us about her experiences and introduce us to a very special guest this evening. I'm not sure if he will feel comfortable taking questions. We will let him tell us how he would then like to proceed, but it will now be a conversation with Jean and her friend, her guest, and we are privileged and very fortunate to be part of this and to be allowed to be included in what this is all about tonight. At the end of this, based on how long or how involved this gentleman would like to be and where this goes, we may be able to answer and put up hands from the last visit or have other people ask questions as well. Thank you for being with us tonight. I think it's going to be another very, very special one, and that's enough from me. So where's our friend Jean? Please unmute yourself and we turn the mic over to you, dear. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Robin. I am very, very excited to come on today and speak. Just literally like 2 or 3 days ago, I had the pleasure of meeting someone. It was just a fluke, happened to be there sitting outside a store I was entering. I said hello. After I was done shopping, I came out, he was still there. And I just struck up a conversation with him, and he ended up basically sharing a lot about why he was sitting there, his experience over the last several years. He is currently homeless, and he just poured out his experience, his heart, covered the range of topics from nutrition, very passionate about nutrition, the value of just talking with someone. That was really one of the biggest things, was just taking the time. And how rare that is for him to have someone to just listen. And then we talked about music, which we are incredibly synchronistic on. We have so much in common. The more we talk, the more we realize how much we have in common. And then we spoke about ideas about in an ideal world where no one was homeless, what kind of ideas did he have for how to improve that? And one of those was a center for people with autism or Asperger's to feel safe, be able to get care in a non-judgmental setting. And that was really profound. And as the more we spoke, the more I could just envision the space that he was talking about. And then we've gone on to, even today, we were talking about, he had a brainstorm about what he called a homeless kit, just some simple items that could be put together for anybody that is living on the streets that could provide quick and easy shelter, could be, taken up and travel with the person. So these are just a few of the ideas. And I immediately told him about On Passive and Noblesse. And I'm just absolutely confident that he is going to contribute greatly to this movement. So without further ado, I would love to introduce my new friend, Mark. I know he is here, and I'm hoping that he can unmute and give a little bit of his experience for us. And Mark, whatever you'd like to talk about, you have so many wonderful ideas. And thank you for joining us.
I'm here. Hi, how are you guys? I've had all kinds of things go on in my life. I'm going to be 31 years old next Wednesday, April 27th. I've had almost everything that could possibly happen, happen. I've seen so many things and had, I have like Asperger's. It's like autism. I have been told I can't do all kinds of different things on earth, things that other people do, but I've been able to do some great things already in my life that people didn't think I could do. I was in a science competition in high school, and we had a wind power. One of the building things that schools compete at is called wind power, and you have to make like this. You get a CD, and you have to make propeller. Put fins on it like it's a propeller, and then you hook it up to a wires to a motor that spins, and to see how much. And they blow a fan on it, and to see what school can make, a CD with propellers or blades, different blades and fins on it that can, when it spins, it generates the most electricity. And I knew what to do right away. I looked at what they gave us in a shoebox, and I like a CD, cardboard folders, tape and stuff like that, and a pair of scissors. And I knew, like, I pictured it in my head. I said, I know this will work. And I said to the other guy, each school sends two students to each building thing. So I said to the other guy, I know how to do this. Like, trust me, just trust me. Like, the way I think, and I got it. I figured it out already in 5 seconds. So just watch. I said, just watch and believe me, like, it's going to work. So I got a piece of like a folder, and I cut it, all the way around. So it has all these blades or fins all the way around. And then I twisted them to the right shape, and, and a shape that I thought would, make it, when it spins, generate more electricity. So, then I attached it to the CD, and then I said, all right, we're done. That was easy, but it's going to work real good. So we took it down, and we put it on. We waited for our turn, and we put it on the motor, and they spun it. It generated a lot of power. So when they handed out the medals at the end of the competition, they said, all right, now for wind power, they said the name of my school, and they said we got first place. And I was like, it only took me 5 minutes to look at what was in the shoebox, think about it. Oh, I know what to do that's going to make it work, and do it. So, but it's a little different. I think differently about things than most people do. And the way I do things is a little different from the way most people do things, but in the end, it works. All the things that have happened in my life, I've had that, I've learned from mistakes. I've made mistakes, and then I learned from it, and I find better ways to do things than the second time than the first time I did those things. And like, I tried to set up a tent, and I'm like, well, there's sticks laying on the ground, so why would I spend all this money to buy a tent at a store when I can just when I go camping, pick up sticks and stick the sticks in the ground so they're up straight or on an angle, and then wrap a sheet of plastic around that or wrap a tarp around that. And I have a tent, and it costs less money. It's costs like nothing. And then, you know, I can make one of those and sell it. You just have 4 or 5 stick rods, or, you know, made out of something that you can stick in the ground, and it comes with the sheet of plastic that if it rains, you stay dry, and you can even make it the shape you want. Maybe it comes with 5 rods, maybe it comes with 7 rods, and you can stick them in there to make a little tent. You can make it stick more rods in to make a bigger tent. It could come with a small heater to put in the tent. And if it's a little, you make it little with only 3 or 4 rods, you can, and then you wrap the sheet around it. You go inside, it's a small space, so it heats up faster. You stay nice and hot and toasty during the wintertime. You can take it anywhere in the world, to another country, anywhere in the United States of America. And then you have other things that come with it. It's like a outdoor kit. And you know, like when I make mistakes, like when I'm camping, like, or anything that I do, I see there's a better way to do it. I learn from my mistakes, and then I do it better the next time. And you know, you know, I think that you know, like I've been told I can't do things that other people do, and people, they told me I couldn't play the trumpet. They told me to stop playing in concerts because you make us all sound bad, until I practiced a lot. After I practiced a lot, it was the opposite. They said, you sound better. My band director said, everybody listen to Mark. He's going to play this part. He's going to play this song, or he's going to play this part of the song, and hear how he plays it. And everybody play it so it sounds the same as when he plays it. And it was the opposite, because I learned from my mistakes, and then I could play the music right, and it sounded good. But I had to practice a lot, and practice a lot, so I sound good. So I think that anybody can, you know, do better, be better, and do great things on earth. You know, just if they do things that they can do that will make them be better, do things better. Like, and then also, like, there's so many people that are told they can't do it like me. And I thought that somebody should start something for people who have autism or Asperger's, where if they, you know, people tell them that they can do the things that other people do. They can drive a car. They can, you know, they can live in a house. They can have a family. They can work full time. They can have really great jobs, and have 3 cars, even if they have autism. And it doesn't matter what other people say to them. If they hear people being negative or doubting them, like, they can still do it. It doesn't matter what people say. And then also, when people come there, you know, there's a template or a way of helping them that's different, that makes it easier to and faster to help them to do those things. And so people see them doing those things, and and so they're able to be doing those things that other people do easier and faster, and people see them doing those things, and in a small amount of time. Because I was told, Mark, it's going to take years, and I don't even think even if you're going to do those things, and I don't even think you can really do those things because you have Asperger's. It's like autism. So, you know, there are different ways. The way I think about things on earth, there are different ways to do things that, you know, like you so you can still do it faster and easier. Like, because I've seen how, like, what it's like all these years, and because I have Asperger's, and I know, like, how I can make it happen faster and quick for other people that have Asperger's or autism, so they can be doing those things fast and quick, and they don't like make the same mistakes that I made. Like I'm still on the street homeless, but like it's easier for me to show them how to. I feel like it'd be easy for me to just tell them like this is what you need to do, and I know it'll work for them, and it fast and easier, like in less time than it would take, than people think it would take them to be doing it, to see them doing those things. And so I think that anything is possible on earth. Anybody can do great things, and it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Sometimes you have to be creative and do it in a different way or think different, but you can do anything on earth. And I really believe that. And it doesn't matter to me, it doesn't matter what anybody says, thinks about that, or like if people don't believe me, like I don't care, because I can prove them wrong. I just have to do it, and it proves them wrong.
Mark, can I ask you a quick question?
Yeah.
You have these great ideas about, like showing other people that have autism and Asperger's. Could you see yourself in a leadership role if there was such a center, taking on that role of helping other people?
Yes, I could have somebody that has autism doing things that people said they never could do within
Awesome.
a month. I taught
wonderful.
One time when I was in high school, I taught a first year high school trumpet player. It was his first year in high school, how to play a trumpet like he's been in high school for 10 years. And it took me 10 minutes, because I made mistakes when I was learning how to play the trumpet and in my first year of high school, and I did it the hard way. I did it the slow way, and it took me too much time to learn how to play a trumpet right. And then so I knew how to, once I knew what not to do, and then I knew what is the right thing to do, so you can learn to play a trumpet fast and easy. I can teach somebody else to do it fast and easy and quick. So I just told him what to do. I put the music on the stand. I told him what to do, so he plays it and it sounds good. And it only took 10 minutes, and he sounded like he'd been playing the trumpet for like a professional for a lot of years. And the band director couldn't believe it. 10 minutes, and all the trumpets sounded good. And so I know that because I did it the wrong way, and I learned from my mistakes. Or I should have done it the easy, efficient way in the beginning, but I didn't know that what I needed to do that at first, until I learned what are the things I need to do that makes it easier and more efficient to do those things. Then I can tell people what to do, and that makes it easy and fast for them to do the same thing in only a little amount of time. And then they're doing it like real good, like they've been doing it their whole life.
Awesome. I think one of the great things that you bring to the table, Mark, is the fact that, as you say, you think differently. And when you said that phrase when we were talking, do you remember? I got all excited, because that's exactly what On Passive is about. It's about thinking differently. It's about looking at the ways things have not been working and coming up with something unique and creative, just like you said, because that's what it's going to take to solve pretty much everything across the planet. Thank you so much. Is there anything else that you want to talk about specifically today? Because I know we're going to be talking many times. Something specific, maybe, that you feel would be really helpful to help other people that are also living on the streets in different scenarios that you've experienced.
Well, you like I say, you make a template of, or like this is what you need to do to like when you you make mistakes, and it takes too much time. You don't want to waste time, other people to waste time like you wasted time, and you don't want them to waste their energy like you wasted your energy. Like efficiency is a really good thing, and making good things happen fast is a good thing. So if you know what to do, like that gets homeless people off the street in only 2 or 3 days. You go up to the homeless people and you say, all right, this is exactly what you need to do, but you have to do what I'm saying exactly, and then you're not going to be homeless for more than 2 or 3 days, and then you're also going to have a job within a week. You're also going to have a place to live. You're going to have a job. See, like it could take. I've had people tell me it could take years to 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 get a place to live and a job and a car, but um you know, because of my disability and my diagnosis, I'm still working on it. But at the same time, I feel like I could teach people things better than I can do it. I don't know why, but I could teach people how to do things better than I can do it for myself. But I know I can still do these things, but I'm going to do them, and I believe I will. But I know, like, I could just tell people that are homeless, this is what you need to do because I made mistakes, and those mistakes, like if you don't make those mistakes and you just do exactly these things that I'm suggesting that you do, you could have a place to live, you can have a place to work at, you can have a closet full of clothes, you can have a full refrigerator, money saved in the bank, a car within half of a year, 6 months. And but you have to do it in a different way. Everybody else is going to tell homeless people to do it the way that they help homeless people, but there are better ways of helping people, that are makes it faster and take less time and more efficient, but you have to do it in a different way than most people would do it. You know what I mean? I just think that's what I was gonna say, is like that is the big, to me, a big thing to me is like doing things a different way, and doing things a different way doesn't mean that you're doing it that's wrong. It doesn't mean that it's wrong to do things in a different way if it works better in the end. So if you 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 know I like one quick thing for 1 minute. I just a quick story for 60 seconds, and it'll be the last thing I say is that like I say, people have said I can't do things my whole life, and I've always known I can do it. And when I was in high school, I was in a band camp for marching band. We went to a band camp in the mountains in Pennsylvania, and we did a baseball game so we played baseball, and I people are laughing at me, they're making fun of me, just throw them an easy pitch when I came up to bat. They didn't think I could get the bat on the ball or get the do anything like good at the plate in the baseball game when I came up to bat. And I was like, well, I'm not gonna just go up there like all the other batters. I'm gonna do it my way. I'm gonna do it a different way. And I was standing behind the batter's cage, and I used that time to pick up 3 bats. And then I took practice swings with 3 bats. Then I picked up a 4th one, and I started doing practice swings with 4 bats. And nobody else did that. Nobody else practiced before with 4 bats, practice swings with 4 bats before they came up to bat. And but I did, because I was doing it a different way. And then when I came after, when they said, when it was my turn, I put the 4 bats on the ground. I picked, well, I held on to one of them. I went up to the plate, and they all said, throw him an easy pitch. So it makes it easy for him. I said, just throw me a pitch. This is Major League Baseball. Like throw me a real pitch and I'm going to hit it. And they kept throwing me easy ones. Finally, I said, just throw me a real one, you know, and he throws me a real pitch, and I got the bat on the ball, and it went all the way out into the grass, and it went past the guy in the outfield. He had to run after it, pick it up, and throw it back in. And I was able to bat some runners across the plate. So, I mean, I didn't just do it the way that everybody else did their at bats, and practiced the practice swings before they came up to the plate. I did my practicing with 4 bats, and you know, my way, you know, the way I would do it. And then it made it easier for me to get the bat on the ball and hit it far all the way out and into the outfield. So, you know, sometimes they do that in Major League Baseball. And I knew if I could see them do that on TV, then I could do it, you know, so, but they don't even do that in they only use a small weight. In Major League Baseball, they only use one small weight. If they don't use 4 bats. But if I was in Major League Baseball, I would use 4 bats to practice my swings, and I might be able to get a homer, like, you know, but most people don't do it that way. They only use a small weight. They put this little weight on the bat, and then do their practice swings before they come up to the plate for their at bat. But I just think that people, me and other people, can do things that other people do a different way, and it still works. Like, in the end, even though you're doing it a different way, or you're doing it your way, then it can still work, and work real good in the end, and you can have success. And you can also do things better than that, do the things that other people do better than they're doing them, or you can do things that other people don't do. You can do things that other people have never done before that you can do, because you're doing it a different way, and you're thinking a different way.
Absolutely. Oh, Mark, I'm so glad to have you on our team. I hope you can come to all the meetings whenever you're available, because your ideas are fantastic, and it is going to take thinking a different way, and that creativity, the way that your mind is always working on solutions and thinking completely outside the box, which is what we're about. So I just want to thank you so much for coming on, and it's been a total pleasure getting to know you more and more, and I cannot wait to hear you play the trumpet. And thank you so much for coming tonight.
Mark, this is Robin, and I would like to say thank you so much for joining us here this evening. Would it be all right if you and I have a bit of a conversation and I ask you a few questions? Would that be all right with you?
Yes, you can.
Mark, what we would like to try and do, and you speak so beautifully, you speak so perfectly in how you are expressing yourself. Would you help us to understand from your perspective what it is like living on the street? You mentioned that when you first started to talk. Can you help us and do that if it doesn't hurt you very much?
Yes, I've been homeless for 11 months, and I don't think about it like I'm homeless, because I can listen to music, and music sounds so good to me, and doing things that are good things, eating healthy food, and listening to music, you know, makes me be okay and not think about it like I'm homeless. Like I still feel like I'm living in an apartment because there's so many good things I can still do when I'm homeless, and they make my days good. And you know, but who's gonna again? I'm doing homelessness a different way. I'm doing homelessness my way. Most people aren't going to sit there and do the things that I do. Um, yesterday I was laying at a park and on a blanket. The weather was good, and I laid there the whole day listening to music. And everybody was looking at me like giving me weird looks, like they thought there was something wrong with me. But I was having a good day, and the weather was good, and I listened to music, and it sounded so good, and I had a good day. And I did some other things that made my day good. But everybody, that's my way of being homelessness and still having good days. But everybody looked at me like, look at this guy, like, you know, like it's this guy doesn't look like everybody else at the park, and he doesn't even look like a homeless guy. He looks like it's something different about him, like it doesn't look normal or something. I don't know. But like, I don't know. I was having a better day than everybody else at the park.
Oh, that's wonderful. That is so wonderful. Your attitude, your way of looking at things. You're looking at it with a glass half full, aren't you?
Yes.
And
And
you're
I
being
know,
positive, and you're being positive with it all. You're helping us to understand. You're teaching us a lot of things with what you're saying. May I ask you just a couple of other questions?
yes.
Again, if it's not too painful, are you able to tell us how you ended up being in the circumstances and being on the street as you are now? Because then I'm going to ask you after that, if you would tell us, what would you want to see happen, or how would you help others help you to change what's going on right now? You're right there. You can help educate us so that we can understand and not put our impressions, not put our interpretation of what we think you or somebody else needs or wants, because we don't know what you need. We don't know what you want. So, would you be willing to tell us a little bit about that side of your life for us and help us so that we can learn and maybe use people like yourself and have you help us and guide us in moving forward in what we're trying to do to help other people?
Um, I think that, okay, when I was living at my parents' house, it didn't work, you know. Um, uh, I, I I was born with like Asperger's. It's kind of like autism, and my parents don't know how to. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to say to, you know, help me to do the things so that people see me doing the things that other people do.
I
And
understand.
they didn't try to find me the right people to help me. So I had to find ways to do the things that other people do a different way. I had to find ways to do them my way. Like I say, most people would get
Yes,
music lessons, so somebody teaches them how to play the trumpet. I taught myself, and I did it the hard way. And but in the end, the way I taught myself to play the trumpet, I learned how to play better, so I sound better than anybody else. And and um, you know, the homelessness, it didn't work at my parents' house, so I ended up becoming homeless last May, in the middle of May, uh, last year, and I've been homeless ever since then. But I think um, you know, for the homelessness, I guess for me, for things to get better for me, I think again, like um, I might like I think about it like I'm going to do it. The way I think about things on earth is like, I'm going to do it, fix that problem my way, the homelessness my way. And I know if I keep being positive and I keep being patient like I have been, I'll find a creative way to find a place to live. And I believe that, and I believe it's possible. And so I guess maybe people just believing in me that I'll find a way to make it happen, because I've been able to find a way to make great things happen when it didn't look to other people like I was going to do it my whole life. And, you know, um, you know, I'm just creative about the way I find a place to live. And, then I can go on to the next thing and find a creative way to find a job. I might just be at the right place at the right time because I feel like it's the right thing to go over here and talk with this person. And then I end up, they need somebody that can do something that I can do. So they hire me or something like, you know, I, I think, the homelessness, like for other people, like, I think, people, if they do, um, like, I think if they're positive, people could like if they're positive, if they know that if they're positive and they're patient about the homelessness, that there are creative ways, there are better ways to, I don't know, like that can they like I've had people tell me that the system's broken, like in my area, the system's broken, like it's not, it's hard, it's like they aren't really able to help people that need help to get a place to live. It's like they don't have enough people, and again, there's ways to still help people in a fast, easy, efficient way to get off the street and have a place to live. That but every if I but nobody thinks that they should do that because they think that's crazy. Why do it a different way? Just do it the same way that everybody else helps people to have a place to live. But like if people were to believe that that'll work, like, and people that are homeless know that if they just be positive and they be patient, and if they, you know, um, like like y- 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 like y- and like there's, I don't know, it's hard for me to explain this because I'm homeless right now and people wouldn't understand the
You're doing very, very well, Mark. We
what
thank you for what you're telling us.
the way I think, and why I think the way I think. But I just think that, like, I don't know, the best I could say it is like I'm so positive and patient about things that, and it's happened so slow for me, like to end up doing the things that I'm trying to do in the end, like learning how to play the trumpet, finding a place to live. Like eventually I'll find a place to live and it'll be a real nice place to live, not just a little room or something. It'll be a nice apartment, or like maybe even a 3-bedroom apartment that has extra space. And like on a landlord's property that has like a lot of acres of land, but I mean, it, it's happened slow for me. Like things happen slow for me, but like in the end, it's better. Like I think I believe that the more, like like it takes sometimes the more time well, the more time it takes for something to to happen, the better it is in the end. And I also think that, like, it doesn't, that doesn't mean it has to take a lot of time. Like it's, or like the way you do it, if it's a better way of doing it, like you, I feel like I'm still learning. And I think that like when I make mistakes, I feel like I can tell people how to do things like better, like so that they can do it and do it faster and easier and better, like than I could just do it for myself, because it takes me a while to figure it out. Like I just experiment and I do it, like try different things that other people wouldn't do it, or do it a different way than most people would do it. And I don't know, eventually it works for me, but in the end it's better. Like I used to live on, I was homeless in 2018, and I walked past, I was walking down the side of the road and I walked past this property, and I happened to be walking past the right property, like at the right time. They had a sign that said 2-bedroom apartment, and I didn't have much money. And the landlord, I saw him he happened to be there and getting out of his car in the parking lot. And I walked up to him. I said, do you still have the 2-bedroom apartment? Like, most people go online and they look for an apartment on the internet, right? Like, they're not going to just be walking down the side of the road and see the sign, right? And even if people see the sign that are looking for an apartment, they're going to be like driving their car, and while they're driving their car past that sign, they see the sign, that property, they see the sign while they're driving. So I think, I had a different way of finding a place to live, but it happened quick and it happened fast and it happened easy. All I had to do was walk past that sign that the landlord had up, and talk with them. And he said, I still have it. So I said, well, you take what I've got right now, and then I'll give you the rest in a couple of weeks when I have the money. And he said, yeah. So he moved me in. I had enough money to give him. He only was going to, whoever signed the lease for that 2-bedroom apartment, he only was going to ask for like a cheap amount. He only wanted a cheap amount for a 2-bedroom apartment because the property's old, the apartment building is old. He's getting ready to sell the property because they've been living on the property for a lot of time. So I ended up real easy, real fast, finding a property I could sign a lease on just by walking past it. And that's a 2-bedroom apartment on a big property that has a lot of land. He had animals, he had fences. Then he had to sell. The only reason I'm not living there now is he moved. He sold the property. Now they built houses on it, and he's living in a different part of the country. So every tenant that he had living in that apartment building on his property had to move because he moved. And but I can still do that again. All I would have to do is walk down the side of the road in a different area where there's a sign up that says apartment and for rent, and I can if the landlord still has it, I can sign a lease and I'm off the street and I have an apartment to live in. But who's going to walk down the side of who else is going to walk down the side of the road and at the right, and find a 2-bedroom apartment on a big property with fences and animals? That's a place to live. That's that nice of a place to live, that easy, that fast, that quick, and be able to live on it for 2 years and until the landlord sells the property and moves. And if the landlord didn't move, I could have stayed there. But it's just sometimes, like I just do what I think is the right thing to do, but I do it my way. And in the end, it works. And it's, that's a better apartment than even like, I talked with the housing authority for homeless people. The housing authority helps people find a place to live. Even the housing authority wasn't finding any other homeless people that nice of a place to live. That place I found for myself by doing it my way, but by doing it a different way, finding a place to live a different way was something that even the housing authority couldn't even do for any other homeless person.
Exactly. Well done, Mark. well done, because this is where you are taking charge and you are doing this and helping us and seeing and showing us a way that people have got misconceptions. Invisible disabilities are very, very difficult to live with. And I can say that, I know that, because I am a person who lives with invisible disabilities every day. And my experience is that I am judged by the way I look, because I don't look the way somebody else thinks I should look with a disability. Do you find a similar thing happens to you?
Well, yes, when I was when I was in middle school and high school, people made fun of me because my ears looked bigger than they should look for the size of my head. They called me big ears, and I didn't care what they said or what they think about it, because um, I have really good hearing. People have told me that I have I have supersonic hearing, like I can hear things really far away, really easy. And I think like maybe I have big ears, but like I also have really good hearing, you know, and there's things that I can do, you know, even if people make fun of me, there's things that I can do that a lot of people, you know, well, I don't know, like,
Cannot do and don't know how to do.
well,
Absolutely.
it'd be hard for them to just do it, some of these things. Like,
Yeah.
well, but like until they learned how to do it or something, like, or found a way to do it. But I mean, like, you know, and also, you know, like I have a problem where, you know, like loud noises are a problem for me. So what even the people that know that do people with autism, help people with autism, they tell them to wear to use what do you call those things, the earplugs, you know, or they
Yes.
use
Yes.
headphones. Well, no,
Mhm.
why use that? Because I can, they don't work for me. I can just pop a make something out of like solid steel, or that has a soft, or something that's really thick, you know, weighs like a lot of weight, that blocks out all the noise and sound, and put something soft around it and stick them, but it's real soft, you know, and you stick it in your ears, and because it's soft, it's not going to hurt your ears, but inside of that soft coating, inside the soft coating, you've got a real heavy thing, that ball that blocks out all the noise. So, you know, and people can use it, you know,
You're an inventor, Mark.
well,
You're
well,
an inventor. You
but
see things. You've got ideas. You're parallel to what our CEO does and thinks, and how he is wanting to do something
uh,
bigger and different. And you've got that inventive spirit. You're thinking things outside the box.
but I
You are
mean,
helping so many people, not only through what you're saying tonight, but how you think and how you project that out into the people around you. May I ask you, do you have friends where you are? Do you have a community of people that you trust and that you can talk to and share your ideas with?
I know a couple people, but where are they to help me when I need them? Like, I'm 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 out here. Now I know, oh gosh, I'm sorry, forgive me. Gene,
It's all right.
but
It's all right.
uh, uh, but I, you know, where all these years, where's everybody been? Like, nobody. I wouldn't still be out here on the street if there were people doing things to help me to get off the street. So,
I
um,
understand. And I'm so
it,
sorry. I wasn't fair in my question to you. I was being a little bit, I was not specific enough. Where you
no,
are and what you are doing now on the street,
it's okay.
do you have friends on the street that you can talk to, that you
No,
spend time with?
I don't.
Or no, you spend a lot of time alone. Is that right?
Yes,
Do you
but
have an option? Do you have the choice to go somewhere at night to sleep on a cot or a bed inside under a roof, or do you choose, or do you have to stay outside?
No, I don't have anywhere I can go. To sleep on a bed or cot. I've called every single phone number that exists that normally people call to find a place to sleep, to get help, to have a place to sleep in the county, for shelters, for all different kinds of places. They're just all those phone numbers, those kinds of places in my county to help people aren't doing anything to help me. So
Are they scary places, Mark?
no,
Are
they're
those
not.
places scary? Would you
No.
say to somebody, if they needed to leave their home or they needed to go somewhere, would you recommend them to go to one of these shelters to get the help if they can do that? Or are you afraid to go to a shelter? Or are you afraid to go into those places to ask for help?
It depends on the person. It depends on what's going on with people. You know, I think that one of the problems with like my county, not just in my county, but counties all over the United States of America, is that they do it the same way. They help people the same way for everybody. So they don't think like this person, what's going on with this person is a little different from what's going on with that person. Like they think everybody's the same and they just do the same things to help everybody. Like they do it the same way for everybody. So like, and that's the other thing I think people should be like, like a treatment plan when you help people with autism or Asperger's should be like a custom, like it should be like made for each, for this one person, and then do it a different, it could be a completely different treatment plan for somebody else.
Right.
Even if they have the same like autism, they both have autism. Like there's no two people that are the same. So I think for me, I don't think I would take a shelter bed if one of these homeless shelters had a bed to give me. But so far, I haven't found one that has a bed to give me. But even though I would take it, that doesn't. Even though I would take it, that doesn't mean I can't. I wouldn't be able to find a way to.
No, that wouldn't stop you. That wouldn't stop you from doing what you want to do.
I can go in the woods and stick 5 sticks in the ground and wrap a sheet of plastic around it, and I've got a better tent than if I go to a store and buy a tent.
Yes.
So I feel like I'd be okay out here on the street. Not that it's good to be homeless on the street, but I can find ways to be okay until I find a place to live. And there's other homeless people who can do the same thing. Not that they have to do the same thing. They can find that maybe I would, for a lot of people, I'd suggest that they get a bed at a homeless shelter, because I like being outside, and I think that I like the woods. I like being outside. I like just sitting at a park, being outside, fishing, camping. I can even go fishing when I'm homeless. I can even go camping when I'm homeless, and have fun when I'm doing it. So, and I have good days. So, for me, I'm okay still, even though I'm outside with homeless without a bed at a shelter, a homeless shelter. For other people, and that's not saying that other people should not get a bed right away. And again, I would take one if I could find a homeless shelter bed, but I haven't found one yet. But I think for a lot of people, they wouldn't really be okay just being out here like that, to just stick 5 sticks in the ground and wrap a sheet of plastic around it and say, I'm going to listen to some music from my phone, and I'm having a real good day, or at nighttime, I'm having a good night because I can turn music on at nighttime and it sounds good. So I think, what works for me might not work for other people, or let me go back, and I didn't mean to say that. Like, it would work for a lot of people, but if they did it the right way, it would work for them. Like if they did it the way I'm doing it, and some people, they just wouldn't like it, or they wouldn't like doing it that way, so they wouldn't want to do it that way. But that's their choice. Like they don't have to. But I don't know. I just think for me, I do things the way I do it, and then eventually it works. It works in the end.
Now, let me ask you this. With all that you've done, with all the experiences and how you are doing things and adapting so well, because you choose to, you know you have options, but you are creating the positive in your life right now in the situation that you are in. How would you help others to adapt? And how would you help others who are not as adaptable as you are? How would you help them accept or change the way they think to be more positive like you?
I'm brainstorming here. If I thought about it more, I could think of better things. But I mean, I think just the first thing I thought of when you said that is, you like I say, you just like I learned from mistakes, so I know like these are the things that people can do. So I think when
Yes.
people, it's like you make this like template, or you make this like blueprint of this is what people can do, and they're exact things that, so it's exact things that they're the right things that the right people, so it's the right people doing the right things at the right time. And you know, the right people doing the right things at the right time, and then it makes that makes it happen. And so like if you have a blueprint, and it's like, this is, if you show people this works, and show to people this works, and you see how it works for other people, and then that makes them believe that it will work for them. And then if you do these exact things, and the exact way that some other people that have done it, then that I could show how to do it, then they can then the other people would see that other people would see that other people can do, that it works for them, and then they'll want to do what they
Right.
do, those exact things, the same exact way, and at the same, like, the right, so they do it at the same, like, fast, and say the same, the exact same time, but like, I mean, like, just so they do it fast, and it's easy. They do the right things, and the right way, and do it fast, and easy, and it's like you kind of give them a blueprint. It's like it makes it easier to do something fast, that makes it happen, something real great happen, but quick. And you
And
show the people that it worked for other people, and if it worked, they see that it
yes,
worked for other people, they probably believe it'll work for them, and they'll say, oh, I want to do that because it's going to make me better, fast, and easy.
absolutely. The repetition of getting getting it in operating order, as you say, faster and faster, it would generate more and help more people. All right, here's another question for you. Are you getting tired? I don't want to tire you out.
No, I've got enough
You're
energy to to
wonderful. So you don't mind talking with us a little bit longer?
I'm okay. Yes, I'm
All
all right.
right. Mark, if may I ask, what city are you in? Where are you in the States?
Right now I'm in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania.
Okay. If somebody there was able to talk to you, I know you and Jean are friends, so I hope the two of you will stay in contact, because this is something that we would like to be moving forward. Would you consider helping and talking to people when this starts to go a little bit further into the next steps? Would you consider just being there with them, to be part of the energy, to see some of the changes happening, and to advise and to help with certain comments about what might be needed instead of what somebody else thinks they know is needed?
Yes, I'm okay with that.
You would like to be part of something like this to help to move it forward and to help others as well?
Yes.
That is wonderful. You've got everybody on the screen putting their thumbs up and clapping, and we're so grateful to you for being on this evening. We're so proud, we're so humbled by you coming on and talking, first of all, to Jean on the street, and then coming and talking to us. How do you feel when people talk to you? Do you like it when somebody comes up and says hello? Do you wish more people would say hello to you? Or do you wish people would just leave you alone?
Oh yes,
How do you feel?
I've tried to start conversations and start to do things with people my whole life, and my goal my whole life has been to go up to people, to talk with them and do things with them, so that there's good things that with me and them, so that we may find a way to make things better for me, and find a way to
Yes.
make things better for other people, and better things, find a way to make things better on earth. Also, to have fun with other people. Um, you know, to go up to people, to start talking with them and start doing things with them, to so that those people and I can have fun, right? And I think
Right.
if people were to try to do things with me, not even just when I try to start a conversation or try to start doing things with them, but like people just coming up to me to start talking with me, for them to start the talking and them to start doing things with me, like, and then they get to know me, they'd see how great of a guy I am. If they've got the time and they have
Yes.
the patience, the patient, if they've got the patience, I like for it, like to get to know me, then they'd see how great of a guy I am.
Oh, how wonderful. You
And
are wonderful.
I think you, you know, what was I going to say? That what was I going to say?
You were talking about people coming up to you, and if they would initiate coming up and talking to you. But after that,
How you would feel, and how they would get to know you as a wonderful person.
That's right. And you are a great guy. I can attest to that. And I've only known you 2 days.
Yeah, I'm like sometimes my head thinks about 10 things at the same time, but I was going to say something, but I just think that people,
They judge us, don't they, Mark?
Well, no, I
They
just think that,
prejudge.
yeah, I just think that there's a lot of good things, like there could be a lot of good things when people are doing things with me and talking with me, but you know, but I think differently, about things on earth, and the way I do things is different from the way that most people do things. So, what was I going to say? Oh, there's something, but anyway, it's about the same as like a lot of what I was saying. It's just me being me. Like I think it, like one of the things I was going to say like 2 minutes ago is just positivity. Like it's like I feel like I have a lot of good energy that is like contagious, that people, like I feel like really confident, like that I can do great things on earth, and I know I can do great things on earth, and I think that other people can too. And I think that people could be and would be, feeling positive, or like they would start to feel like they can do great things just from being around me.
That's beautiful.
Carmen, can I cut in
Mark,
there?
I have my colleagues on here as well, and we have many other founders on here who are just so very touched by what you're saying and how you are talking to us. If you still have a few minutes, we probably have six people who have got their hands up to ask a couple of questions. But would it be all right if I hand this over to my colleague Chris? He has a couple of things he'd like to talk to you about. And then we'll come back, and if it's all right with you and you're not too tired, we will ask some of our other guests on here tonight if they would like to ask you one or two questions. Is that
Okay.
all right?
Yes, it's okay
All
with
right.
me.
And if there's anything that's too personal or you feel uncomfortable about anything, you can just say, I prefer not to answer. All right. We're not here to put you on the spot. We don't want to cause you any pain or any other.
Well, I
Um,
remembered on that. I remember what like I was gonna say a couple minutes ago. Like I I was gonna say like when you said, do you like if people were to walk up to you to start talk with you, like would you think that would you want to talk with them? Like I feel like I feel like doing what Martin Luther King Jr. did. Like I could do a speech. I could talk. I used to be a real quiet guy that didn't really like to stand up on a stage and people see me on a stage. But now I feel like I'm 100% sure that a lot of the things that I say are right, that I really want to say it to everybody. Like I could do a speech like Martin Luther King Jr. did and say it to people because I know that some of the things that I say are right. I know are right, even if people think it's different. And so, yeah, I could talk about things for 10 hours straight, and I'm okay with you guys talking to me or people talking to me and asking me questions.
Robin, can I ask a few questions and I'll go to these hands? Oh, do we lose Mark? My name is Chris Johnson. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing good.
Good, Mark. Number one, man, I give you a lot of respect, man, because what you're going through, and like I said, most people don't understand symptoms that you have or illness, however you want to say it, because they're just not educated, Mark. And we're looking for people that are educators, and I believe I'm talking to one right now. I do have one. I want to ask you a good question, a little personal. What can you say to there? We have 200 and some people on this this Zoom right now. We have multiple YouTube channels sharing this. What can you say to the people that maybe have children or family with the same condition? What can you say to those parents where maybe about education, so maybe their kids maybe don't end up on the street or are able to help more people? What's the message you'd like to give to those parents out there that may have the same conditions?
Anything is possible. Even there's nothing wrong with doing things a different way. There's nothing wrong with fixing problems a different way. It can still work and work better. Like in the end, anybody can do great things on earth. And I think, diet, eating right and exercising right is good. And, I think that eating, that there's a better way of eating than even dietitians would teach parents and their kids. Like I went into school and they taught that we had a dietitian come in to the school when I was in school, and they taught, they would teach all the kids what this is the healthy way to eat and things how you should eat, and when you grow up, like make sure you eat as the best you can, eat like this. But most dietitians in the United States of America don't know, and I think in the world don't know that there's better ways to eat so you're healthier than anybody has ever eaten, than ways that people have ever eaten in the history of the United States of America and in the history of the world. And why are they still selling candy in stores and soda and chips? Take all the candy out, all the unhealthy things. Take the soda, take the chips, all the sugary things out. Don't sell chocolate cereal. When kids wake up and they have to eat breakfast, have them drink a smoothie, drink like some glasses of water, some real healthy things. And then they'll do better on their tests when they go into school. And you there's like why would stores, like stores, all the food stores why do stores sell that all those unhealthy things, and why do people buy it? In my head, the way I think about it, food is stop selling all the unhealthy things. Stop selling candy. Don't even have it delivered on a truck to stores. Just sell fruit. The stores should only have fruit and vegetables and fresh pieces of meat, fresh seafood. And, you know, don't worry about the money, like, oh, we want to make money selling the candy and chips and soda because people will buy it. People shouldn't want to buy that. It's not as healthy. So just care about people's health by eating healthy. And if you own a store, just sell the healthy food. Just have the healthy food delivered on a truck and sell the healthy food to people because you care about their health, not and them being healthy physically and mentally. Not you care about money, so you want to sell junk food and sell unhealthy food. And when kids and when their parents and when people are young eat healthy and healthier than most people will have, then you eat, then and you do it consistently over time. When they grow up, they'll be older. They'll have less health problems. You can also take all the doctors out. We wouldn't need doctors and appointments. They won't have as many because people won't have as many health problems. I don't think people know this, but the more you do so that you're healthier, the less health problems you have, then the less doctor's appointments you have to go to. And there would be way less doctors and way less doctor's appointments for all different kinds of health problems if people did things like this so they're healthier, mentally and physically. And so, kids and their parents, the parents can teach the kids this, to do these kinds of things consistently over time, and they will be healthier. They'll make better decisions, and they'll have more. Well, it'll make it it'll make it easier for them to do great things on Earth because they're healthy physically and mentally. They feel healthy physically and mentally, and that helps them to be able to do things that they need to do better, and also, like, they might live to over 100 years old too. Most people don't know that they can live to 150 years old, but it's possible. Like I said, anything's possible. But how many people? The way I think about it is different than most people. The way most people think about it, like people. I think people, if they do things a different way, they do the right things at the right time, they can live to 150 years old. But how many people live to 150 years old? So it's just like people should teach other people and they teach their kids and at a young age to do the things that are healthy things that make it easier for them to be healthier and do better and to have more success, make it easier to have success.
Hey, Mark.
Yeah.
Hey, Mark, right now, I'm going to guesstimate you got anywhere from 2 to 10,000 people that's listening to this guy we call Mark, who the comments I'm getting from all over the world is, where was this guy hid? This guy's amazing. I can't wait to see what he's going to do for Oblast. I can't wait to see him change the world. Mark, how does that make you feel right now?
Well, I feel like somebody believes me when people haven't believed in me my whole life. Like, I know that I can do it. I know other people can do it. And again, like, I think anything is possible on Earth.
Mark, we all believe in you, brother. You now have somewhere where you can help people through Oblast, through these webinars. I'm extremely happy. You found a wonderful friend in Jean, who's absolutely a remarkable young lady. I know your guys' friendship is going to grow on a daily basis, but let me see. Robin, do you want to take back over and pick some hands, or you want to do the running order from the week prior?
Chris, I think I think what I'm going to do is we take the hands for here because this is related to Mark maybe. And this way we'll try not to tire Mark out, but we'll also complete this cycle. And then we will invite Mark back to join us on other weeks when we have these webinars, which We hope he can join us. And our other guests who were with you last week, Chris is going to hold on to that piece of paper and you'll be first up for questions next week when he gets to it. So I'm going to ask, I had the running order. So Richard Lamotte, you had your hand up. I'm not sure if you're still wanting to say something. If you are, you were first. Otherwise, I'll give you a minute to get yourself back on the screen. Engineer Mike, you were next. If you'd like to keep it short.
I'm here.
Oh, there you are, Richard. What up?
Yes. Mark,
Yes.
you are blessed by God with a gift that is unbelievable. You could teach this world so much. It's unbelievable, the knowledge that you have. God bless you, man. And God take care of you forever. And you keep up this good work and you keeping up with us. We love you. I already want to give you a big hug and a big kiss on the cheek. If ever I meet you, I will. Thank you so much for the inspiration that you gave me. Thank you so much, Mark. You are blessed.
Yes. Like I say, anything is possible on Earth, and it doesn't have to be in 10,000 years. Like, people can do it now. Like, we can have flying DeLoreans like in Back to the Future, but it doesn't have to be in 500 years when somebody does it the slow way and the hard way. Like, it can happen fast now. So, it's just it's like everything in Back to the Future, the Back to the Future movies times 10, and it's better than Back to the Future. Like, there's things that even the guy who made the Back to the Future movie didn't even think could happen or be possible. So, but I know anything is possible on Earth. There are ways to make anything be possible and anything happen. But sometimes you have to be creative and do it a different way,
Thank you, Mark. And I give you a big kiss and a big hug. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Richard. Engineer Mike, if you'd like to unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, good evening, everybody. Our global leaders from everywhere around the globe. This evening has been a very touching one. Thank you, Jean, for bringing Mark to us this evening. But Mark, what I want to tell you here is, I don't know if you are a founder yet, but if you are not a founder, I'm giving you the opportunity this evening now. I want to bless you with 3 accounts, okay? I want to give you 3 membership accounts in OnPassive right now. So, Jean, you will get him 3 email addresses. You talk to Chris and Robin or Julie, they'll get to me and I'll get him 3 accounts. Thank you.
Mike,
Thank
you're
you,
beautiful.
Engineer
Thank you
Mike.
so much. Jean, sorry, I cut you off. I didn't mean to.
I
Please.
was just, thank you, Engineer Mike. And to Mark, we haven't really gone into the details of what OnPassive is. So I'll explain that to you later. But what Engineer Mike has given to you is quite a gift, and you will be able to achieve all of your dreams with that. So thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kathy, if you'd like to unmute yourself, please.
Thank you, Robin. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes.
Okay. Hi, Gina. Thank you for bringing Mark, and hello, Mark. My name is Kathy, and I've been working with people with autism for years and years. And one thing you said tonight that I really would like to ask, if it's okay with you, you said that your parents didn't know what to do. Is that it, or get the help that you needed? Was that what you said?
Yes, they didn't know what to do. Like, all they would see. Sorry, I'm sitting in a shopping center. Somebody honked really loud, but going back to the loud noise thing. But I just need to make those balls for my ears. But anyway, but yeah, on what you said, my parents didn't know what to do, or they didn't know what to say. Like, they didn't know how to help me. Like, I they would just see what they see going on with me, but they don't know what to do. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to help me. And, you know, so I had to find a way to do it myself, figure out how to do it myself. And nobody else, nobody in the schools did anything, they didn't do anything to help. Some of the people in schools didn't know what to do or what to say or how to help me either. Like, they just see what they see, and some of them reacted to it. Some of them in a not good way. Some of them just like, yeah, I just never really was able to have the kind of help that I needed, and like the right people doing the right things at the right time.
Mhm. I live in Palm Beach County, Florida, and Palm Beach County is pretty unique when it comes to special needs and what we offer in the school system. So we have a lot of programs that don't exist in other places in the country. And my daughter's a special ed teacher, but I have a lot of friends that are professional people who have Asperger's, and most people who have Asperger's are gifted. And I think it's pretty obvious, right, from talking to Mark today, that you're a pretty gifted guy, and with some maybe some love and some guidance with some of the founders that are knowledgeable, we could really help you and get you off the street, and you would be so helpful to, you could help so many people because you have a true gift. And I honor you for being here tonight. I know it's not sometimes easy for people with Asperger's to talk to people they don't know, but I just, my heart is just like pounding because I'm so proud of you tonight for being here. And I just want to tell you that how special you are and how much you're honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Kathy.
Yes, I think
Mark,
anybody,
we have found.
anybody
Go
with
ahead.
Asperger's or autism can do anything. They just have and do it real good. They just have to be told like that, not like just they just like people should tell them that they can do it and that they're going to do it, and they're going to do the same things that other people do, and and that they could even do the things that other people do better than other people do those things. And don't listen to other people who, say that they can't do it or they're negative or, doubt them,
Well, it's with the way you think and pictures and your creativity, and people don't understand that. So if people understood it more, that would be very helpful. And I think that
it's easy for people to think and say that it's not going to work for, well, not just for people with Asperger's and autism, but it's easy for people to think and to say that it's not going to work when it looks like it's not working. If it doesn't look like it's working, then most people, they're not going to think or say that they think it's going to happen or that they don't think it's going to work. So like just being positive about it and still thinking that it can and that it will happen. You know what I mean?
Yep,
Yeah.
with the right people that know how you think and how you work. Absolutely, you can go anywhere you want to go. You can do whatever you want to achieve. I believe that with my whole heart. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Kathy.
Mhm.
Mark, we have founders from all around the world. And one of the ladies with us right now is from Singapore. And so Tina's going to unmute herself and she's going to say some things to you now and ask you a question maybe.
Hello, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, world. Our beautiful Pacifians, and especially Mark. Jean and Mark, both of you have been blessed to meet each other. It was meant to be. And there's something, I'm not religious, but I just know that the Creator have created us equally. Whatever deficiencies that we have will be augmented by something else. And that's how it is when we have people with disabilities, whether mentally or physically. We are equal. We will have something special. And I have a friend, a very close friend, who had a son who's Asperger. And I think I understand when Mark mentioned that his parents don't understand, don't know what to do with him. But my friend was lucky enough that she's herself is intellectually better. And it's really, really about humanity, isn't it? What the rest of the world, Mark, is afraid. It's about fear. They're being activated by this amygdala attack. It's fear and flight. I'd rather not try to engage this person because it's different. But if you understand, you start to understand who you are, and we ourselves, we're supposed to be better. There's no such thing as someone's better than you, because we all have different things that brings to the world, and you have the gift. Asperger's are intellectually very, very high. They've got very good intellectual. They're very detailed. They have different gifts. For yourself, it's music. Your ears, I bet you got more than perfect ears for music. So, and that's why you find it difficult when there's noises. But I truly understand how you feel, and what you need to do is, you being so positive, take action for yourself. You have been blessed with on passive. Put yourself in the world. Like, let me know when and how you're able to speak. I will connect you with people here. In Singapore, we're so blessed because we really, some years ago, quite a number of years ago, we have understand diversity and inclusivity in our society. And we've got movement, autism. This friend of mine, whose son, he's about your age actually, he's leading in the association, the Autism Association, and going out there to speak in any platforms and let people understand who Asperger's are really like. And he's got himself really, I've had conversations with him about work when he started, when he got his degree, and what he loves. I said, I can't help it. Numbers are my innate. So I said, hey, which means to make a very good compliant, to be an auditor. And he got his job. So it's about you understanding what your gifts are and go out there and say, hey, I may be different. I may not be socially inclined with people, but I know where I stand, what I can give to the world, isn't it? But when you go into an interview, a work interview, you tell the person that said, I've got something to contribute to this company, rather than, oh, I need a job. Can you give me the job? Right? That's what I have to say.
That's what I told I got some jobs before, and I went in there and I to the job interview, and I said that, I said, like, I really think that and believe that I can do this work. And I'm going to do I know I can do a better job at doing it than anybody else that you'd hire. And you tell me to sweep the floor, and I'm going to sweep it 10 times better than you thought I was going to sweep it. You know, there's not going to be a dot of dirt anywhere or a dot of dust anywhere. I'm going to get every crack. I'm going to get every corner of the building, and the floor is going to be shiny. And then I'm going to mop it, and I'm going to mop it 10 times better. The whole floor in the whole store, I'm going to mop it 10 times better than anybody else that you hire. And you know, it's a different way of doing it. Most people are just, he says, sweep the floor. They're just going to pick up the broom and the dustpan and sweep it, like, you know, most of it, or a lot of it, but they're not going to really get every dot of dirt and every dot of dust in the whole store, you know, and go into the office and get the office, sweep them off the office, and then go and get the trash every trash can in the building and sweep and mop the backs, the stock room, sweep and mop the whole entire store, and then vacuum the vestibule, like vacuum the rug that's in the entrance of the store, and the whole floor everywhere in the whole store is shiny and clean. Like, and again, it took me a lot of time to figure out how to do it like this, but I was able to learn ways by making mistakes of being able to do all of those things, cleaning things in a fast, efficient, easy way. So when I started working, it took me the whole night to do all the things that were cleaning things. Then by a year later, I can clean the men's and women's bathroom, sweep and mop the whole entire store, sweep and mop the office, sweep and mop the stock room. I can take every trash bag out, put a new trash bag in, do like vacuum the vestibule that's in the entrance of the store, every cleaning thing, put a bucket up on top of the shelf. So if it rained, the water drops from the leak in the ceiling drop in the bucket. Everything is done in about an hour and a half. And then I have 4 hours left. I have 4 hours left to sit there and look around. Like, I don't know, like, it's hard to find something else that would need to be cleaned or need to be done. So, and I didn't just do cleaning. I put the stuff that came in the boxes on the truck out real fast. And I found over time, ways of doing that, taking everything out of boxes, putting it on the shelf, from the boxes that came in off the truck, like in a fast, efficient, easy way that everybody else that was hired was just standing around. And that's another thing that I haven't said on here tonight is that I think people, they use a lot of their time, like when there's things that need to be done, they use too much of their time talking with other people. Like sometimes you shouldn't, when you can be doing work, like use that time to just do work. Don't talk a lot. When I was in marching band, people would stand around and talk, and then they wasted time that they could practice better. And so the performance is better when we go to a performance. Like when I was working at that store, I doing the cleaning and everything else there, they would stand around and talk about the movies that they went to that they thought were really good movies with the other people that were working there, other employees that were working that night. But while they're everybody else that's supposed to be working is just standing around talking. I just kept working real hard, and I was able to get everything done real fast. I cleaned everything. I got a lot of the boxes that came on the truck opened, and I got everything out real quick. I was able to put everything out, make it look good on the shelf. It's nice, neat, organized. It looks straight on the shelves, on the racks, on the hooks, in a fast, easy, efficient way. And it would have taken, even if the other employees weren't talking on the clock when they're supposed to be working, they still wouldn't have done it that fast and that easy and that efficiently. So there's ways that I found to do the kind of work that I was doing in a fast, easy, efficient way. And if it works for me, then it'll work for the other employees. And when a boss or an owner of a store has all of his employees not talking on the job, and they're just thinking about and doing the work there that needs to be done, and doing it how it's supposed to be done in a fast, easy, efficient way, then you make more money. You can make more money. I used to work. I also got a job at a produce. It's kind of like a fruit and vegetable stand, and they were making how much money they were making when the customers bought what they came in and bought. But when my boss said go and get these kinds of vegetables and go and get these kinds of fruit from the refrigerators and bring them out, and he didn't say bring it all out, but I brought it all out and I made it look nice and neat, and so it's like easy to see what's there, and it's straight on and everything and fresh, and I still checked it to see that everything's fresh, and then and then what do you call it? But I brought all of it out. And then because people saw more fruit and vegetables that are fresh, easy to see, and when they come in and shop, like they bought it. And that means my boss can have more delivered sooner. So that he can order more sooner so he can sell it sooner and make more money sooner. You know what I mean? And
Yes,
so,
absolutely. Yeah.
like I said,
Mhm.
great things can happen fast, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time. Like you just do the right things at the right time and do it fast, and it can be easy. There's ways to do these things easy, but the only reason I stopped, well, I also, like, I did all these different kinds of work at the art, well, it was an art and craft store, but they closed it down. Now it's not open anymore. And then I had to find the fruit stand, and then I was so tired after working there for 4 months full time, like it was a 60-hour job that in 2018 I couldn't even keep going because my body couldn't do it. But had I had a kitchen, I could have been making myself some fresh salads and cooking salmon on this stove, and making fruit.
And you're a chef as well.
Oh
You're a
yeah.
music.
Yes.
You're a
Helping
musician
them.
and a chef.
When I
You've
say
Yes.
got
chef,
hidden talents.
like I said, the same thing goes for food. Like I'm not really a chef. Like I teach myself how to cook, but like the trumpet, in the end, eventually, once I learn how to cook, I'm going to be better at cooking than most people are. And I would cook things that most other people wouldn't cook. But when people see it and they try it, they're going to want it every day because it's so good. And you know, like I learned how to do better things and learn better ways of doing things by experimenting, by making mistakes, and then I'm able to do really great things, like make food that everybody really likes a lot, and that everybody wants.
Mark, thank you.
Yeah.
I think I'm going to say thank you to Tina as well. Again,
All
you're
right.
showing us your good, incredible qualities. We've got 5 more people to ask you a couple of questions. Are you all right with that?
Yes.
All right. So the next person, Tina, thank you. The next
Thank you,
person is going to
Robin.
be
Thank you.
Roger. If you would like to unmute yourself, please. And we're going to wrap this up at 11 o'clock so that Mark doesn't get tired and everybody can have a high that we're leaving on. So please gear your questions accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Jean. Thank you, leaders. Thank you, Mark. You taught me something bigger today. You taught me that what people say doesn't define who you are. I just learned it. I've heard it before. I just saw somebody who put it into practice. I want to praise you, to give you all the credit, and to tell you one thing, brother. We are a big family in Unpassive. And Chris, thank you. And the homelessness will be over soon. I'll be one of the person fighting for it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. I don't know how I can sleep knowing that you are on the street. I know my family members here together we make it, and that will happen. Engineer Mark started, we will pull the train forward. Thank you, sir. You are a hero, you are a leader. May God bless you. Thank you, leaders. Sorry, my battery is disturbing me. I may
I
disappear from,
understand.
yeah, my
We
battery.
understand, Roger. Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Mark, just to intervene, just so that you understand, Jean will be getting back to you to talk to you about what On Passive is all about. And she will help you to understand that the gifts that you have, you are going to be able to share with other people. So it may not all make sense tonight, but please know that you are now one of us. You are one of the family of On Passive, and you are going to be a leader in the Obless as we move forward. So thank you for being with us again tonight. And I'm going to ask our friend Della to unmute herself, please. for a couple of minutes. Della, what would you like to say? Della, please unmute yourself. Okay, I think there are technical difficulties, so Della will come back to you. Eugene, if you would like to unmute yourself.
Thank you,
Please.
Robin. Thank you,
You're
Mark.
welcome.
Thank you, Gene. What a powerful story. My heart is moved. I just realized that there are some angels in this earth, in disguise. Mark, you are a blessing on this earth. I have a scripture for you. I don't know if you know the Bible a little bit, but Jeremiah 29:11 says that God has a beautiful future for you. He has great plans for you, plans to bless you and not to harm you. And I think you saw the demonstration of his love tonight. All this love that is outpouring from people. The family of On Passive is already reaching out to you. I think Gene was at the right place at the right time to get you out of your predicament. There's also another scripture that says that your inconvenience today is nothing compared to the glory to come. There is some glory coming to you. With all the talents, gifts, and abilities that you have, I rest assured that you are on this earth for a purpose. You have a great mission on this earth, not only to bless people, but also what you experience with homelessness. You'll be able to really go 300 miles an hour to get many people out of homelessness. I have a quick testimony, if I may encourage you real quick. Mark, back in 2009, I was working for a company making very good money, staying in a hotel. I think it was a Marriott in the suite for about 3-4 months. One day they told me, we're not going to pay for your hotel anymore. You're on your own. And because I was from Lansing, Michigan, I was actually working in Ohio. I found myself kind of homeless for one day. I started calling a lot of places. I called some shelters, and I just thought the idea of going to a shelter. I called a church, and the lady told me, come to church tonight, and God's going to move on your behalf. Long story short, I went to that church and didn't know a soul in that place. And they offered me Jesus. I told them, hey, I already have Jesus. I just need a place to crash. This beautiful couple, Ken and Bobby, they just told me, hey, we have some room in our house. So come tonight and we're gonna host you. I told them, no, I'm going to check out of my hotel tomorrow, Friday, and I'm coming tomorrow. So lo and behold, I went to their home. I thought it was going to be a regular home. It was a mansion. They gave me the upstairs all to myself. I stayed there for free. I'm telling you, Mark, that was just a suggestion. Visit a few churches and tell them about your predicament. I have faith that God's going to move on your behalf like he did for me. And God loves you. God bless you. We're going to keep praying for you. And I can't wait to see you, hug you, and give you a big kiss on the cheek. God bless you, Mark.
Oh, yes. Thank you. I mean, not to be, I believe what you said is true. I read the Bible. And there's another one that says that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So, I mean, and that's one of the reasons why I think that I can do anything on earth, you know, and anybody else can too. And you know, like, so I, you know, thank you for, you know, it's good to hear the good things that you had to say, and I believe you. The things that you said are true.
Amen. Thank you, brother. God loves you. I love you.
Thank you, Gene.
Thank you.
Mark, we have the next person we have who would like to talk to you is Julie. Julie, if you'd like to unmute.
Thank you, Robin. Hello, Mark. My name is Julie. I'm coming to you from Orange County, California. And first of all, I'd like to thank you. First of all, thank you for trusting Gene. And thank you, Gene, for bringing you here with us. I also like to say, Mark, thank you so much for trusting 200 of us here, and many more people are watching currently out on YouTube. You are such an incredible gentleman. You have a beautiful mind and the most passionate heart I've ever seen, coming from an individual who's currently experiencing homelessness. I love that you always say in your conversation, every time when you spoke, you always said everything is possible. If I want to do it, I can do it, or I can do anything I want. And I believe that is an incredible gift that you possess, your mind that drive you to do what you want and everything that is possible. I believe that Jean and you have met for a very good purpose. And then you are here for all of us to meet you for a very good purpose. And so I wanted to ask God to please keep you safe and protect you so that you can carry out that purpose, not only for your life, for the people that are very close to you, and for the entire world, every single life that you touch and every single human being that you meet. That is such an incredible gift. I have a question to you, Mark. I know many of us here would like to help someone who is experiencing homelessness, but a lot of time we don't know how to approach the individuals. So I would like to ask you if you could teach us what is the appropriate way or a proper way for us to approach the individuals who are experiencing homelessness, or someone we think that they are experiencing homelessness, without hurting their feeling or without, offend them in any way. So Mark, if you could please help us, how do we do that? Thank you.
I think it's different for everybody. I think, some people, you go up to them and it's one way, but then for other people, like, because I say not, there's no two people that are the same. It's not everybody's different, so it doesn't, it might not be, I don't think that you don't approach everybody the same way, but I think it'd be kind of about similar. Like you be honest with them. You be like, so you be good to them. You're polite. You're kind. You're respectful. You're honest. You're not ignorant. You're not rude about it. You're being calm about it and nice to the person, and you're not being like ignorant. You're not being rude about it. You're just saying it in a calm, gentle, honest way that's saying, I want things to be good for you. I want things to be better for you. And you say it to their face, and you say it in a way that they're not going to be upset or cry or be like, oh, I'm upset because you said that. Like you say it like in a nice, kind, polite, honest, gentle way, and you say it in a way that's understandable for them. Like people with autism, like people that have autism, it's easier to say it to other people that have autism because in a way that's understandable, because you already know like how to say it because you have autism. Like I've talked with other people that have autism, and they think similar to the way I think. They think, kind of not completely the same way that I think, but they think a little bit like I kind of well, like in a similar way to the way I think, because they have autism or they have Asperger's, and that makes it easier for me to say something to them because I just know how to say it in a way that they'll understand it. and again, being calm and quiet and, or being, I mean, calm and gentle and polite, kind, you know, not being ignorant about it, not being rude, not having an attitude, like, you know, being just, you know what I mean? Being honest, being respectful. And they probably feel like they're being treated really good when other people are going to mistreat them about it. Like most people, when they see something that's not how they think it should be about somebody else, they're going to react in a way that's mistreating that person. But I think more people, like, they should treat that other person good, and then and when that other person is treated so good, they feel like they're being treated good, and they know that most other people aren't going to treat them good, so they believe that what they're being told is going to is going to work, and it's going to be good for them, and it's going to make things better for them.
Thank you, Mark. We appreciate you so much for your time being here with us. And may God bless you and keep you safe for you to be able to carry out the purpose for you being here. Thank you so much. Thank you, Robin.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, Mark, for helping us with that. Della, if you would like to unmute, and then Willow, we saw your hand up. Would you speak after Della, please? Thank you. Della, please unmute yourself.
Hi, Robin.
Hi.
I miss you. It's been a long time. Mark, can you see me? Baby, can you see me?
Yes.
Yes, Della.
I love you. You're my son. I have an amazing son like you. I've been taking care of him for 19 years. And you may be happy listening to you. It's just the same. And I want to talk to you after this. I can be your mom. I can be your mom.
Oh my gosh.
I can be your mom. Come here to Texas, but I have a sister there in where you live in Pennsylvania. I have a sister in New Jersey. I was even calling her, and I was talking about you, and I wanted to connect.
Okay. Wow.
Oh, my camera is. Oh no, I just lost mine. Okay, hold on, Mark. I'm serious. Okay, I'm serious. My son is 19 years old. You are the same. And you know why I'm like this? Very happy. I'm looking and healthy because of him. Because of him. I do my best to give him a good example. I've been taking care of him, and it's not negative, but he is the reason why I got divorced, because all my time, all my love, my energy is with him. And I want you to say hi to him. You mind if you are gonna say hi to your brother? And he just came from the gym. He is very, very, very like you. He's so conscious about his food. And thank you so much. May I ask a question? If you don't mind. Yes. Do you have ADHD?
I'm sorry, do I have what?
ADHD, because I always tell him I don't say he has autism. I always say he's special, and he said, "No, ma'am, I'm amazing, I'm not special." So there's really a lot of things that I want to talk to you. Lately, he knows how to drive without practicing. You're intelligent. You guys are really, yeah, you do things, and I believe you are very positive. That's why you are very positive. You don't feel bad. You don't think bad. That's why you can do it. You can feel powerful. I'm always at my son's back. Yeah.
I'm sorry. I had to turn my volume up. Do I have what?
You didn't hear me?
Do you have
Mark?
Yeah.
She would like to know if you have ADHD.
Yeah.
Oh, attention deficit disorder.
Yeah.
That's right.
Attention deficit disorder. Well, Um, I don't think it's that. I have a noise sensitivity. I have sensory problems, like autism, Asperger's, sensory problems, like sensory touch sensitivity, noise sensitivity problems that come from the Asperger's. Asperger's is similar to autism, similar to
But you have a
similar to
doctor?
autism.
Do you have a
So
doctor?
it,
Do you have a personal doctor?
well, I think that the noise is something. It used to be a distraction. The noise used to be a distraction, and I couldn't concentrate or focus on the things I need to do. And now, I've gotten used to it. I have found ways to be able to stay focused and concentrate on the things I need to do, so I can do those things and do those things during the whole time that I need to do those things and finish those things without having noise and a touch of things and other things be a distraction. I don't, other things don't get my attention anymore. And I don't pay attention to those things, other distractions anymore. So, there's things that I found that work for me that I can do that make things that were a distraction not a distraction for me anymore, so that I can do the things that I need to do during the day.
Thank you, Mark. Della, thank you so much for your time with us as well this evening.
Thank you so much, Mark.
Willow.
I need to talk to you.
Yeah. Willow,
Robin,
please unmute yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Robin, for calling me. Mark, I just want to tell you, the world is very unkind to those of us that think differently and have different functions of our brain that are not easily understood by others. And when I was growing up like you, I grew up in a very impoverished area. And I was tested and tested and tested. They didn't know how to handle people that had a different way of thinking. And until I reached my middle years in life and I went to work for the Department of Defense, and they put me into remote viewing projects and things where I could use my brain in a specific way that was unique to me. I'm a synesthete, and a lot of people don't even know what that is. I mix my senses. Like I taste people and I taste thoughts. I see colors that represent people. And I usually never forget a soul because they're a specific color to me and a specific thing. And so I understand this need of yours to reach out to others to make them understand who we are and that we can be beneficial in this world in a way that you would not believe if given a chance. And honey, I tell you, you make my heart ache. And I had a really hard time tonight going back over all of my life. In my life, I left home when I was 14. I was on my own working. I started working when I was 12, but when I was 14. And I tell you, no one knows the isolation that people that have specific brains like ours have, that we crave, because I can walk in a crowded department store. I hear everybody's thoughts, everybody's. It's like a giant hum, like a beehive. And I had to create spaces in my brain where I can move into in my mind's eye to get away from the sound. And to this day, I have developed tricks that gets me through what normal everyday people just take for granted. But you got the best idea, the best attitude that I have heard in a very long time. and you just make my heart sing. Because, honey, you're going to go a long way in this world. Attitudes are changing, Mark. That's what I wanted to tell you specifically. We're not the same people we were like 10 years ago. You know, we've got programs for the deaf, for the blind, and now they're realizing that the super sensitives of the world are just as valuable as those that are cookie cutter people, I call them. They're like everybody else. You know, we're just unique, and you've got to think of yourself as being a prize, because you are, sweetheart. You are a prize. I'm 81 years old, and I'm sure Mark is saying, I don't relate to anything you're saying, but you will when you get to be 81. And I'm telling you, I'm so proud to know you, honey boy. You're going to be wonderful. And Engineer Mike, you're just a doll. Just a doll.
Well, it's going to be a different way of doing it, but you know, people on Earth can go to other planets, like other galaxies. It doesn't have to.
Absolutely. In their minds, Mark, they can do it.
NASA thinks that all they can do is go to the moon. Like they want to go to the moon. They're trying to go to the moon. They're trying to go to Mars, or like just like a couple planets. But there's no it is possible to do what you see in the Star Trek movie. Like we can go to other planets that are far away and galaxies far away, and it is possible.
It's going to be like that. You know, one of the research programs I was involved in just recently had to do was what we call future memory. And with future memory, the test that they were conducting to see if we could jump into the future and envision, you know, how things were in 10 years, 5 years. And the research papers that come out from that study was absolutely astounding. People were able to move from one category of life into another in a blink of an eye. And we were able to prove that, you know, there are things in our mind that we haven't even touched upon yet, but now it's opening up, Mark. I'm promising you that it's opening up to where people are going to be more understanding. They're going to understand you from your heart, not your mouth. And because you don't speak the same way they do, that's not going to matter. You're going to learn how to communicate your way, and they're going to understand. And I can't tell you, I can hardly wait. And I hope you stay involved with all of us for the rest of your life, child, because I want to see you blossom. And yes, I want to be part of it. Thank you, Robin, for letting me share.
I think there are a lot of people, they wish they could go back in time to fix problems that were created, like after the problems are created. But why not do things to prevent problems from being created, so you don't have those problems, so that you don't feel like you wish you could go back in time to do something to prevent those problems from being problems and that existed. So I think most people on Earth, they do more complaining and being upset about the problems that are on Earth that were created already than they do things to prevent new problems from being created.
Absolutely.
And one other thing is, like, you know, most people, they don't feel like they need to do it now. Like there's like a sense of urgency to do great things now. Like, you know, tomorrow is not guaranteed. And so people go 5 months, they go a year, they go 5 years. That's a lot of time. But all it takes is and they're like, eventually they're thinking they're going to do something big or something real good. But in one day, anybody can do anything great in one day if
You
they
bet.
know how to do it. Even if it's a creative way of doing it, it's a different way of doing it. They can still do it fast, quick, easy, efficiently in one day. And tomorrow's not guaranteed. And like tomorrow, people are going to wake up and they have a whole day of a chance to do something great, but they're not going to feel like they need to hurry up, like they have a sense of urgency to do it and do something great. And then they'll go a whole week, you know, they'll go a whole month, they'll go a whole year, 5 years of time, and that's a lot of time. And then they're like, well, eventually we'll do something, we'll do these great things. But the way I think in my head is, it doesn't have to take a lot of time. I was told that to fix problems, to make great things happen, it's going to take some years. It's going to take some time. It's going to take time, you know, but it doesn't have to take a lot of time. There's ways that you can do things. So you do fix problems. So you do great things fast and quick and easy. And once you show people that that's possible, then that's going to make them want to do it the way you're doing it, so they can do great things and fix problems faster and easier, you know?
I have a great many friends that have Asperger's, Mark. My daughter's partner has Asperger's, and he also has a little bit of ADHD too. He, you know, and he's OCD too on top of it. You know, he has to do everything perfect. But his mind works so fast. We can give him a problem on 10 o'clock at night, and as long as you leave him alone, you go back the next day, he's got it all solved out on paper, written down where you can understand it, and moving you through it before you even know it. So I totally agree with you, Mark. You're going to be able to do things in a blink of an eye. And all of us are going to find out some of the new children that are being born into the world, like you, have these special abilities. And their brain shifts are going to be so dramatic. We're going to say, we're going to want to medicate them. We want to institutionalize them like they wanted to do me when I was small. Thank God I had a mother that was an Irish witch. She'd have killed them if they put their hands on me, you know. But there were a lot of people that were that fortunate. Native American children were just unbelievable. But anyway, as I'm saying to you, I got to get off here, and you do too, because they're going to throw rocks at us pretty soon, Mark. We could talk all night. I want to tell you, you're a blessing to all of us tonight. We were looking for ways in our hearts to help. And here God handed us through this lovely, beautiful woman that sings like an angel. And we are really blessed. And blessed it's come to pass. It's come to pass right here tonight in ways that we didn't even fathom it would. And all because of you and your generous heart and your bravery. You had to face all of us. And God love you. You did a fine job. So thank you, Mark, darling.
Thank you, Willow. Thank you so much, Willow. Mark, thank you. Chris, this is your show. So you give us a send-off, and then I will close it off after you.
Technically, it was Mark's show, but Mark.
Yeah.
Thank you, my brother. And I'm calling you my brother. I'm calling you my leader. You picked me up. And I want all of you real quick to listen to what Mark just said. People that are complaining. Do you hear Mark complaining about anything? When you wake up in your warm bed, go to your warm bathroom, running water, you're walking on your two legs, seeing with your two eyes. I don't want to hear a complaint out of any of it. I'm saying that in a harsh way. Mark, thank you for showing all of us what life's about. No matter what the situation, You faced it. You taught us a lot of things. And I'm looking forward to making very good friends with you. Gene, my hat's off to you because I definitely believe God put you guys together for this reason. So welcome. Robin, back to you. Thanks for all coming.
Thank you, Chris. Mark, my last question to you is, are you able to see the screen? Are you seeing everybody on your camera or the device that you on, or are you just listening to us?
I can see one at a time. I can't see everybody at the same time, but I can see one person at
one at a time.
Who is
all
talking.
right.
Yes.
Then I'm going to say, on behalf of everybody here tonight, the biggest thank you, the biggest gratitude of emotion that we are feeling that you came on to talk to us and to open up and show us just how magnificent you are. You will never, ever be alone again. And Jean, thank you so much for saying hello, for talking to Mark, and for bringing Mark on passive to Obless to us this evening. Out of respect for Mark, I'm going to ask everybody to stay muted, but I'm going to say on the count of 3, if you would please clap your hands as a standing ovation to say thank you to him. And Mark, you will see the person on the screen doing this. I will ask Chris to unmute himself and clap quietly, but just say, hello, I'm here, so that you can focus on a person on the screen. And he will be representing the 200 people plus who've been on here tonight listening to you, and representing the hundreds to thousands of people listening to you on the streaming. We look forward to welcoming you back. Any webinar, any Obless webinar, and you will be a founder very soon and sharing in all of this with us. Thank you for your time tonight. Thank you for opening your heart, and thank you for trusting us. Chris, please unmute yourself. And we're standing for you, Mark, saying thank you.
Took the pins off, Robin. He should be able to see all of us now. Mark, thank you.
Have a wonderful night, everybody. Good night. We look forward to seeing you next Thursday, where we will bring you the next discussion and topic to do with Obless. And to everybody, have a good, safe week, and we will see you next Thursday. Chris's next Obless is next Tuesday night at 9 o'clock. Take care, stay safe, for our highest good and the highest good of all. Good night.
Tomorrow, 1:30. 1:30 tomorrow, guys.
Good night.
1:30 ET tomorrow. Big show.
Thank you, Mark.
Good night,
everyone.
Bye.
Thank you, Mark.
Good night.
Thank you, Mark. Good night, everybody.
Thank you all.
Love you, Mark.
Good night, everyone.